Toronto Raptors lose to the Los Angeles Lakers 110-93. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of the Raptors Rundown. I'm your host, Yusuf Abbas, and the Raptors have now dropped 2 in a row to both LA teams, this time to the Los Angeles Lakers, away from home to start this Western Conference trip 0-1. This game was frustrating because it really looked like it was about to be an insane classic right off the bat. We started off playing extremely well, in my opinion, other than a quick challenge early that was forced upon us because the referees did not know what a goddamn blocking foul was. We started off incredibly on the offensive end. Ochai started on Luka Doncic, and he actually did pretty well. Colin Boyles had 2 blocks on Luka Doncic early. He ended up getting a third later on in the game, and Luka started the game 0 for 5. He didn't even have necessarily the best game today. He was incredibly inefficient. It was just the offensive load was picked up by others in particular. Colin Boyles especially was so incredible early. His activity on the offensive glass was crazy. Jamal Shed had his 40th drawn offensive foul in this quarter, which is unreal. He's now second in the league behind Tumani Kamara. And Sandro Mamukelashvili started this game 5 for 5 with 12 early points, and the Raptors were up 7 at the end of the quarter. 27 of those 30 points, however, came from Sandro Mamukelashvili, Colin Boyles, and Scotty Barnes, which I guess was a sign of this not being the best recipe for success as soon as those players went off, or if they cooled down, which was what eventually happened. The Lakers made a beautiful adjustment that actually ended up winning them the game. They went zone, and the Los Angeles Lakers went on a 7-0 run. We are one of the worst teams in the entire NBA against the zone. It might have something to do with the fact that we're also one of the worst three-point shooting teams in the league. So, you know, it's something that we really need to focus on. We need to learn how to break the zone. It takes us so long to get into the middle of the court, in the middle towards Scotty or Ingram. It's really frustrating to watch. The referees tried making their impact on this game early. You know, when Darko Rajakovic gets mad, it's a bad call. In no world was that LeBron James and one actually an and one. Colin Boyles barely touched him. Ended up being a blowout loss for the Raptors, so it didn't really matter too much. But the referees, they make some incredibly suspect calls for these Los Angeles Lakers. I thought we were about to have a repeat of that one year where Darko Rajakovic absolutely crashed out upon them. Ingram started finding some success, and I realized that this is how he sort of gets his offense going. He started getting to his shot early before they could actually set their defense, and that's how he's able to get a good look. And when Brandon Ingram gets a pretty clean look from the mid-range, it's almost automatic. For me, defensively, we struggled defending the Laker lobs. It's kind of hard when you don't have a single 7-footer. DeAndre Ayton ended the game with like 25 points. It was ridiculous, and pretty much all of them were just off of post hooks or lobs from Luka Doncic. And the post hooks was because we don't have a single 7-footer, and the lobs were because Luka Doncic garners so much goddamn attention that it's ridiculous. Emmanuel Quickley was off tonight. He did have a good start on both ends in the third quarter. You know, we were forcing turnovers and they weren't missing. It was a great job on the offensive glass for us. And then Colin Boyles gets injured. We were up by 1 at that point, I believe. He gets replaced by Jonathan Mobo. And then the Los Angeles Lakers end up going on a 36-18 run to end the game. We couldn't figure out the zones. Our 3-point shooting was absolutely killing us, shooting 22% from 3 this game. And, you know, I was just so confused with the lineups. I think Jonathan Mobo was in the game with 6 minutes left. Like, that is not a winning recipe, I can't lie. Thus, another loss for the Raptors, but the more concerning thing, another injury, as our star rookie, Colin Boyles, who's been asked to do way more than a rookie should be asked to do at this stage of his career. He is now injured with a sprained thumb. Good news was he was questionable going into tonight's game against the Golden State Warriors. Bad news was he was held out pretty quickly this morning, and there's apparently a lot of swelling on his already injured thumb that Luka Doncic hit pretty bad today. For the other Raptors, I think a lot of people got their offense going, but when Ochai Agbaji's shooting 0 for 5, Jamal Shed's offense isn't the level it needs to be right now. He shot 1 for 8 tonight. Jameson Battle didn't hit a shot. Grady Dick didn't hit a shot. Emmanuel quickly was off today. When that many people are off, you're not going to beat this very talented Los Angeles Lakers team. And it was very frustrating because this was a Lakers team that has been struggling as of late, especially on the defensive end, and we allowed them to hold us to 93 points. And the crazy thing is, we actually did a pretty good job on the glass today. I think if we shot a little bit better, we actually would have had a chance in this game to compete. We only got out rebounded by 5 rebounds tonight, and then offensively, we actually had more offensive rebounds than them, which is crazy. So we ended up taking even more shots than them because we were forcing turnovers, and like I don't know, it was very annoying, that injury, the timing of the injury, because Colin was so essential to our game, and we had the largest lead for us was 9. We ended up losing by 17 points. Lakers led by as much as 19. So not a very good start to this Western Conference road trip. We played the Golden State Warriors next without Jimmy Butler. Hopefully he gets better. He tore his ACL last night. Steph Curry they're deciding if he's going to play on the second night of a back-to-back. I know I assume that they would side on caution, potentially look towards resting him. I don't know what the Warriors are going to do from now on, but last game we did a great job when we dominated the glass. That's what ended up winning us the game. Our three-point shooting down the stretch was incredible. We limited Steph Curry as much as we could, got the ball out of his hands. So if Steph plays, we definitely need to do that again. And yeah, those are the keys towards the game. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next episode of the Raptors Rundown. Peace out.